Good morning everybody, and thank you so much for joining us on this lovely Thursday morning. I'm not alone, I'm with my good friends Emily and Natalie, and we have just been saying we're feeling a little bit down. It might be the weather, so we're hoping a good hour of crafting and all you guys watching will cheer us on.
Always the way.
Isn't it?
Always the way.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm fine. You've not wore your cardigan today that you said.
Oh no, I didn't.
So have you wore this on the show yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh well, for everyone who knows our lovely crafters here, Natalie has crocheted herself a cardigan that she was going to wear.
It's a bit crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's like a rainbow cardigan, but not rainbow colours. But yeah, it's quite fun. So comfy. It's actually really, really comfy. No, I don't know why I didn't put that on this morning.
Okay, maybe next week.
Maybe next week.
Maybe next week. So we have got a fabulous Super Saver show. It's that time of the month. We're coming to the end and we want all our amazing savings on offer for us. But before we have a look at what we've picked out for you this month, let's check out this week's Win It Weekly. So this week you can win our Glitter Ombre Miri Mega Mix, which is right here. We have 5 lucky winners. This contains 48 sheets. There's 12 designs and you're going to get 4 of each. And all you have to do is like, share and comment your answer to the following question. Which dog is nicknamed the Plum Pudding Dog? Is it A, the Pomeranian? Is it B, the Dachshund? Or is it C, the Dalmatian? Well, I have no idea because it's not a cat question.
I have no idea either.
Do you not?
No, it's nothing. I've never ever heard of this before. I have no clue.
The Plum Pudding Dog. Plum pudding.
I don't even think I've had a plum pudding before, you know.
Maybe a dash, I don't know.
What is a plum pudding? Is it like a apple pie type thing?
I don't know. For all you lovely viewers at home, our Emily is leaving us soon to go and live in Australia, which is amazing for her but very sad for us.
We're very sad about
so
it.
these amazing questions,
I know,
they're gonna go downhill.
There's gonna be no questions like this anymore. No crazy questions. No questions where you go, where on earth did you find that? Nothing like that.
No, so you've got to make the most of these amazing questions. But let us know what you think and we will pick 5 winners tomorrow on the show at 10 o'clock. So you've got an extra 24 hours to get your answers in. But let's have a look at Super Savers time.
Super Savers.
Oh, I thought we had a card for you too.
Super Savers. Super Saver deals.
Super Saver deals. So first up, we have got our fabulous Say It With Style pocket pads. So look how cute these are.
I love our pocket pads.
They're amazing, aren't they? And for the £2.99, which is incredible. What a great price. Each one is full of 64 pages. You get 4 each of 16 designs. So I'll show you the boards in a minute so you can see the designs better. But one has just unfortunately sold out this morning. There wasn't many of it.
You are joking. Which one?
The masculine one. I know. I think we had just a couple left and they're just gone. So yes, this one, I can't read it upside down, just for the laughs. And we have got just for the ladies, birthdays and our occasions. So let me show you the board so you can see all the amazing artwork on these.
They're absolutely awesome.
So they're all plain, so you can get your inks, you can get your brush markers, alcohol markers, you can even leave them white. And I've seen a few times just getting a pen, making a little border on it.
Yeah, adding a border, going over the fonts to create like drop shadows in here. There's loads of fun things. But I like how they're all themed in different sort of sections, and how every single the typography in here is also different. You've got really nice sayings as well.
And they're just for the laughs. They are really funny, aren't they, as well? I mean, if you need to cheer somebody up, you know, just add one of these on. Perfect. Let me read some. Life without music would be flat. Oh, Emily, life without you? Your cooking is so good, even the smoke alarm cheers you on.
I love that one.
That's quite true in our house, actually. I was born to be wild, but only until 9 p.m. I thought, absolutely.
We'd have to change that for you though, and change the 9 into an 8.
8. And then that's sorted. So you can see they're really cheerful, they're positive, they're fun. They're a really nice little addition that you can make to your cards if you want to make tiny little cards and batch make them. That'd be perfect. This one is the birthday. Oh, look at them. Don't grow up. They're just so nice. I love all the fonts, like you said. There's such a huge mixture in here as well.
All the little artworks that have been added too, they just add so much to the sayings that you've got in here. Which means, you, like you say, you can just make super, super tiny 4x3 cards, colour these bits and pieces in, and you've got like a whole set.
I think that'd be super cute. Or if you could make somebody, like Christmas is coming up, I know we all like handmade gifts.
Yeah.
A little like notelet set.
That would be very cute, wouldn't it?
Yeah, tie it with a little ribbon. I think that'd be a really good idea.
I love that one. The tassel is worth the hassle. Emily, life was made for great adventures.
Oh, there we go. So if you want to send in any good luck on your travels cards, we'll make sure Emily accepts them. As you can see, we're not sad at all. So to go with our pocket pads, we've also got the Miri, because obviously you need those backgrounds.
We do.
So £4.99, each one contains 96 sheets, and we have got rainbow, silver and gold. So we all know Miri, and we know how handy it is to have it at perfect size. So that's just easy to have in your stash. And I feel like there's not tons of the rainbow left, so if you do need to top up your stash with rainbow, I get that added to your basket quite quick.
Nice.
But yes, I think, shall we come back to you for the first demo of the day?
Well, let's see what we're going to do. Because of course, I've got ideas, people. Got ideas on how the show's going to go today. So I have chosen, we're going to do 5x7 because they're my favourite size cards. And I've chosen Friends Are Like Flowers. They fill your world with beauty, which is the most truest thing ever. It actually comes in a square, and as you can see, I've started to fussy cut this out. So let's continue to do this. And I am actually going to keep it quite neutral, I think. I'm just following the lines around this little square section, and then I'm going to go up to this top point here, and we are then going to just give ourselves a little bit of white space around all of this foliage, because it is so detailed and so gorgeous that it would be quite difficult to be able to fussy cut all the way around these sections, but we're just going to leave that really, really nice and neat. Let's go around the bottom of this flower, and then we are going to be able to sort of add little bits of colour to this. So let me grab some of my colours that I need. I think I'm going to go with super bright pink for my elements. I'm going to bring in my khaki, so let's just put that down. I'm going to use my mixed media mat for this one. It's just the perfect thing to be able to use when you're wanting to add colour to bits and pieces like this. And then for my flowers, I want a nice pink, I think. Let's go for petal pink. Clue is really in the name with that one there. Let's go for that. Super, super bright. And then if you want to add a secondary colour so you can add a lot of dimension to this, I'm going to go in with my hot pink. So just laying those out on there. Look at that brightness. And then we're going to bring in our water brushes, an absolutely essential item to have in your stash. So I'm just going to use this on here, and we are just going to pick up this colour, and look how well your water mixes onto here. And then I'm just going to go over the gorgeous imagery here, keeping it quite loose, quite delicate in these areas, and then any areas up here where we've got those little bits and pieces, giving it that really kind of gorgeous just wash of colour, not keeping in with the lines, just adding it where it really needs to go on there. And then let's go back in with that one. What's gorgeous about doing this type of colouring as well is that when you do go to add in your other elements, so I'm just going to go in here with this one, you can really create the most stunning effects. Just going to tap that up there. I'm going to go back in here with this one, just loosely dragging out all of those colours like so. And then with our leaves, I'm going to go in with the pear green first, and I'm going to bring this quite delicately into these spots, so properly just add in that colour really nicely. It just transforms the way that this image looks by just popping in that touch of colour onto all of these elements. We're not being in any way pretty with the way that we're colouring this in. And then I'm going to use this green on this larger flower. Just going to add that and then drag that down just to give it a little bit of a difference. You can go in then and add sort of highlights to the top of your leaves just to make all of those other ones pop, but it is just really loosely colouring in here. And then obviously you can go back in and add more colour if you want more dimension in those top sections of your leaves.
It's a very easy way to colour this.
It's so easy, isn't it? And it just gives you the most beautiful effect, and we don't have to be worried about how you know, that colour lays down. It's just giving you such a lovely effect on here. So let's look at putting a background together for this now then, that we can do. What I'm going to do is keep these colours on here because I do want to use those, and I want to use a little mask. So I'm going to create my own. I'm going to use our nesting dies, our circle ones, and I've got a little piece that is smaller, just slightly smaller than, let's go for that size. Let's just try this out. Let's go for that size. So I'm just going to pop this on a piece of our incredible Mylar sheets. Now if you've not seen these already, I don't know where you've been, but it's the best thing in the world. They are just so handy because instead of say using your let me get all my plates. Instead of using your what am I thinking of, your masking sheets here, you can use this for your nesting dies and create yourself a set of sort of shapes that you can ink through that you know you can you're always going to be able to come back to. They're going to work perfectly with your sort of ink pads. You're going to be able to use them for maybe creating like a little embossed circle on some of your cards. It's such an incredible product, and if you've not seen them in use yet, you are going to absolutely love them. So I'm going to take that now. We're going to just use this part of it. Where have I put my piece of paper? Here we go. Just going to line that up so it's kind of at the top of my card, and then we can just go in with a little bit of tape and stick that down. I'm just going to stick that directly onto my silicone mat so it doesn't move around. Let's just go see if I can lift this paper down ever so slightly so that is on there. And then I was thinking, what kind of effect can we create with this one? And I think I'm just going to go in with a really cool ombre with all of these colours, and because we have used like these colours to colour in our bits, that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to bring in my finger daubers to do this, and I think I have one for these pinks. Let's just, might not do actually because I've not really used my pinks. So let's go in with the sort of darkest colour first, and I'm just going to run this around the top of my card. You can just go in and you can pick up more and more of that colour in here.
So when you stamped your mat earlier, did you add water to it?
No, I just used the water from my pen, so I'm not picking up that much the ink that has got the water on it. I'm just picking up the other sort of inks in here, so I'm going to go in with that one, and then let's go to our khaki green. So just focusing on that area that hasn't got as much on, and then that's going to be the bottom of our circle. So starting with the dark colour, and then we're going to build up to the other colours. You can of course use your bigger blending sponges if you want to, but I think this gives you a really nice effect using these pens, these daubers, especially when you're going into just certain areas. So let's go in with that lighter green on here. We want to sort of blend this in a bit more, so what I might do is just grab my bigger greens.
They're such lovely bright colours, these.
It is a nice mix of colours, isn't it? It kind of gives you like that
it's reminding me of something.
Watermelon.
What? Yes, watermelon.
So I'm just going to go over with my bigger blending sponges just because I want a bit more coverage of this lighter green, and I don't have that much ink left on the bottom here. So mixing those two colours together a little bit more on here, going down into that darker green, and then we can just switch it up as well and bring that darker green back in. So this is the beauty of having your ink pads and having all of these colours, is that you can really get into the designs here. So bringing that back up, and then I'm just going to move that back in place, and then let's get our pinks. So I've got my hot pink ready to go. I'm just going to blend that top bit a little bit more. That's better.
I'm just reading the comments, and Donna, I've just picked up on yours, advising Viv to get the ink pads anyway, and I like that Michelle said, Donna, you're an enabler. Yes, that's what people we like. You're an enabler.
You're an enabler. You need to be there for these people though, because this is just such, it's an incredible price really, isn't it? And they are so universal and so handy, and hopefully we're going to show you quite a few different techniques in how you can use them in these demos. So my colouring's done now. What I'm going to do, just because you're mixing quite a lot of colours here that are very different, if you go in with like your water spritzer, you'll start to see that change in like water being dragged up, and it just helps a little bit when we are using crazy colours and mixing them together. So I'm going to lift that off now, and you've got a perfect circle with that design in, which you wouldn't necessarily have before.
Oh,
so I'm going to do that. I'm just going to give it a blast with our heat gun, and then we can start to put this card together. The one thing that's missing from this background now though is the flower, the like black detailing, but don't worry, because I'm going to bring that in. So just drying it off, because for the next stage we need this to be, you're going to have to stick things together, so you need it to be dry so everything adheres to it. We're also going to do a little bit of drawing over the top, so let's shut that down. I'm just going to move this out of the way now, because I'm not going to be sort of messy crafting. I want a nice clean space for making up this card. So where have I put my cards? Blank. Here we go. So my card blank's here. I'm going to place this on my element. Let me find my black pen. I'm just going to bring this into play, and where I want to offset this so it sort of just sits on that edge. I want to create this nice sort of crisscross line drawing that we have on the outside of this. So I'm going to do that with my black fine liner and I'm going to use my ruler just so my lines are straight, because they're not wonky on here. They're wonky in a way that they crisscross, but they're not wonky in a way that like the lines are quite squiggly. So I'm going to create some lines with a little bit of a wonk, but we are going to go back over on here, so don't worry about that. So let me just do that one up there, and then I can pull that down to that one there. So I'm using the artwork I already have in this gorgeous picture to create the rest of my card. So taking lots of inspiration from that design, just lining up those elements. And then I was thinking of just doing a little leaf detail on here. So just copying that design and then bringing that down. There's got a little one that has some circles on. So let's just add that to there and bring it through on the white. You could do this a couple of times. Let's see where this sits and if we want to do it again somewhere. I might just add another one up here. So just going through here, and then let's go with another kind of leaf detail.
This is such a lovely card.
Thanks.
Do you know if there's a sister one? Because I have my sister's birthday and I could just replace that topper there.
You could replace the topper with your... There is a lot of really cool ones in this one that has quotes about sisters.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, so it's a great one for sister birthdays, mum birthdays. There's ones in there for your grandma, for Nan. It's really, really nice. So I'm just going to pop this over here, like so. Keeping it really nice and simple. These are the types of cards I love to make. And then again, I'm going to go in with my foam pads. No, we'll go in with glue. We'll go in with our construction glue because we're going Ink Me onto Ink Me. So construction glue will be absolutely fine. Make sure you've got a nice edged border, and then you're filling in those gaps, and then we'll place this on. This is slightly smaller than your 5x7, so it will sit really, really nicely on there. And then it's just giving you that gorgeous look. I might even as well just change this flower and do one of the flowers, just because I think that'll fit in nicer with the pink, and then you've got the leaf in the background.
Oh, I love it.
So really, really simple. Keeping that nice white, fresh design. And there you go.
Thank you so much. A little bit of freehand drawing too.
Yeah. Using all of those bits and pieces together.
Well, I'll keep hold of that after the show. Thank
You're
you
welcome.
So much. So that's our first demo of the day, and we have got lots more lovely Super Saver deals coming up. And I've already seen in the comments a lot of people commenting about our ink pads and whether to get them or not. But they've all just been restocked. We've got the delivery, so you can grab our 40 shades. They're not all here, but there's 40 shades and the handbook, which is full of hints, tips. It's going to talk you through doing some really easy techniques, how to get the most out of your ink pads. So you can grab this for £59.80p, which is half price. It is worth £129.59. So it's incredible. There's tons of colours, and we've just seen there Natalie use some really bright ones, so they are lovely. Also, if you want to, have we got it on the website, the little Velcro for you can stick on the behind of the pads?
I'm not, yes. I think we do, you know. I think we do.
So if you then want to get organised and grab our blending sponges, so we have got these for £8.99. So you're going to get the, let me move this away. You're going to get the tools here, and the blending tools, which has already got some sponges on there, and then 2 extra packs of blending sponges. So perfect. So they're going to go, you can add them to the bottom of your ink pads, and then they're always ready. You don't have to, you know, wash them or anything like that. So that's £8.99, and there's 30 sponges in total in there.
Ooh.
No, nice.
There's loads included. It's just so handy to have them because, as you can see, we have our ink pads in our big cases like this, and then it just means that every single ink pad has your blending sponge on the back, and it's stored really nicely. It's super safe. You're not going to have like a tub with loads of ink pads stuck on it, all mixed up, the colours mixing together, because that will happen. They're all nice and set in those boxes, and it's just a great way to keep everything together as well. We love being tidy.
Excuse me. Did you just tell a little fib on the Facebook Live?
Well, it depends where I am.
So next up is our acrylic block set. So usually £12.99. You can get these for £8.99. So there's 3 different size blocks in here. Perfect for like smaller stamping, I would say. So can you do any cool tricks with these? Any like, do you add inks onto them? Or
you can use them for like your smooshing.
Yeah.
So if you sort of creating smooshy backgrounds, they're really good for using with that. I really like it for when I'm making backgrounds with sentiments, because sometimes you want to be able to have that movement to be able to create your background really nicely. So it works. They work really good for that sort of like block stamping. They're just handy to have around sentiments when you're adding little bits and pieces. They're really, really good in that way. Yeah,
if you're just like finishing off your card. They're not more for an advanced stamper, are they, for anyone?
No, absolutely for anyone, but such a great price there, £8.99.
Then of course with our stamping theme we have got our stamping press, so that this is £24.99. It should be £34.99, and that's going to save you £10, which is incredible. So this is for precise stamping. You know, you want to just stamp that, and say if it's a stamp that's full of detail, and you know that if you're just going to do that by hand you might have to go in more than once to get that full coverage that you like. So add that to your stamping press and you can just keep going over it, and it's perfect. It's going to go exactly where you want it. There's 2 handy magnets in there also included, and then we've also got our additional stamping press magnets which you can get for £3.99. So if you just need some more, perfect, grab them while you can. And then we also have Ink Me stamping card. This is now £5.99. So again, another perfect item to have in your stash.
£5.99.
£5.99.
That's so good.
I know. Super smooth, uncoated finish. You're going to get 30 sheets in here. I feel like we go through so much stamping card here in the office, don't we?
We go through a mad amount of stamping card in the office. It's so crazy. It's great for if you want to create your own shape card blanks as well, because obviously it's the same quality as our card blanks.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So if you want to do fancy folds, it's really good for that. But yeah, the amount of ink, that cardstock we go through in the office, it's our favourite cardstock. It really is.
I've also, now whenever I talk about Ink Me, even if it's just quick, I have to put a little exclamation mark there.
Yeah.
It's just like it's in my brain forever. We have also got, I think, did you use these before?
I did.
Yes.
I used them to spritz my water. It gives you a gorgeous effect doing that.
So usually £4.99. You can grab these for £2.99. You've got the 2 spray bottles in there. Fill them up with water. I feel like sometimes I've seen you can make them into like coloured inks, can't you?
Yeah, so you can mix your mica powders in here with water and create your own like spritz colours, so you can mix and match all the different colours together. That looks really good.
Things like this, so they come in handy for absolutely all sorts.
All sorts of things.
Just ideal to have if you've got storage, then definitely I would grab them. And then of course we've had to add some stamps, which we picked yesterday. And they are so lovely. Just let me show you the back of these. So all half price. So we've got this cute camera one here, which is a lovely vintage theme. It's got a little dragonfly, a sentiment, you make me smile, and it's just so, look at all that pretty floral and leaf detailing around that camera. So again, that would be an ideal stamp to use, I'd say, with the stamping press, because there's a lot of detail there and you're going to want to get that as perfect as you can. The next one up here, we have got Floral Blessings, and then you can see there again a different way that you can mock that up. I
love that one.
But this is just an idea for you. You can use it, you can colour this in however you want.
I think that one's a great one for christening cards.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because you could do the flowers blue, you could do them pink. It would look really, really nice in that way.
2 sentiments with that one as well, and you've also got an extra little flower stamp and also an extra little butterfly stamp there, just for adding some further elements into your stamping. And then look at this one with that fabulous hat, blossoming bonnet. I love it.
It's super cute, isn't it?
And then we've got some extra little stamps in here as well, and just look at that cute little bird. You can have him on top of the hat if you wish. I think you could use this for a birthday card, you could use this for so many, but again, a beautiful style. But just let me show you some of the cards, because on the reverse of the packaging, they're all quite vintage themed, but we've got bright and wonderful. Look at that. And then here, absolutely love how...
It's super boho, this one, isn't it?
Yeah, but look at all these flowers. That's an amazing little border strip there. I absolutely love it. And then using some of our nesting dies, we've built up an image here with the camera die, which is, you know, it's quite cool this, because it's kind of like the shutter of the camera.
Oh, Kelly.
I know. I don't know if it was intended like that. Maybe, maybe not. And then here we've got the lovely cross, and just using that extra flower in the back to create the background, which it looks great as well with black. And then another 2 of the cross here. And let me just show you this one. So if you don't have time to fully colour, look how amazing it looks.
It is quite
just
cool, that one.
Simple like that. Also use a nice embossing folder behind. But yes, that's our 3 stamps. So you can grab any of them for £4. Make sure you get any of the stamping accessories if you need them, but I think we'll come straight back to you.
We will. I was just prepping for something else with that one. So just let me clear off these ink pads. Let's go in with this stamp then. So for this one, I want to do my absolutely favourite. I'm going to do my smooshing technique, and we did say that I think this is a perfect perfect card to use for a christening. So we're going to do like blues for this one. Let me get my blues. Could even do like teals. Teals would look really good in this one as well. So when you're doing this, you want to use quite a strong coloured ink pad. So I'm going to go, trying to find my teal. Electric blue is there, that's quite a good one. Spearmint always looks really nice, that's super fresh. Let's grab those ones, because I might actually do like teal blues instead of bluey blues. So I'm going to get that one. I've got my, come on, it's got to be somewhere. It's there. Got my teal, I love that colour. So I'm going to start off with, let's go with spearmint. And what you're going to do is just create, there's different ways in which you can do this, but this is why your messy mat is absolutely perfect. We're just going to pop this down on our mat, and we are going to spritz this with our water. Make sure you loads and loads of water on there, and if you want to as well, you can actually spray your cardstock, and that's going to allow those colours to sort of move a bit more freely. And then we are just going to pick this up. So just laying your cardstock down and then pop in onto the back of that. Oh, it's giving you a really light colour. You can't really see it, and this is where, so I wanted to show you the difference between using your light colours and then using your dark colours, because you can see where it has covered, but it's just kind of gone everywhere. But if you want more of a dramatic effect, then use your darker colours with this one. So that's going to dry a little really nicely over there, and you'll be able to see how that looks. But let's go in with our teal, because basically we're diluting the colour here. Now this is really strong, you can already see that when I've sprayed that on there. And then let's go on and just spritz out that colour. We can push the colour so we've got more of it. It's very, very diluted, that one. And then we'll get our cardstock and we'll pop this down, and then we can pick it up. Let's see what we've got so far. So you've got a really nice sort of blue like wave coming over your card now. What I like to do is dry it and then go in again and pick up more water if I feel it's necessary. So let's just use our heat gun on here. Move it out of the way. And we'll dry this out now. And as you dry it out, you'll see the pigment moving, and where that lies, you're going to create different looks on here. So it's always handy to have your heat gun around. And this is looking really cool, with it, where the colours sort of lying and creating layers on top of itself. So let's keep going with this one. Just going to push out that colour a little bit more here. You want to keep going until all of that colour has settled into the cardstock and it's fully dry. Of course, if you think there's a little bit too much colour, you can always use a little towel to pick up some of those elements. You can just go in and pick those bits up and then just go over, make sure they're all nice and dry. And then if you want to, I'm just going to do a little bit on this bottom section. You can go in, you can add more colour, and then you can layer it up, and this is where you'll get those really nice layers that kind of look like, you know, when you're looking into like a mineral or like a gemstone, and you've got those layers in like your, is it agate where you get it in, I think. It starts to look like that because your colour is laying on top of each other. It's getting darker in certain areas as well. It's going to leave you with really nice patterns. So definitely think about when you're smooshing how you want your end piece to look, and if you want it to be very layered and have lots of fun elements to it, then do it once, dry it off, and then go in again. And that's where, like this one, your layers will start to come together really, really nicely. So just dry that off a little bit more, and look how cool that looks now with that extra layer of element on top of there. So let's pop this to one side. I don't think I'm going to use this again, so I'm just going to pick that up for now. Obviously, if you were going to batch make, you can make a few of these, you might use some more of that. So for this card, we are going to do a DL card. So I want to just trim this down now. Let me just check my measurements of this one. So I think I want it to be about here. So let's just cut that down and see how we're getting on with that. And then I need to just trim it from the top a little bit. So I'm just going to take another 1/4 off this side where I've got a lot more sort of white space on there. And I've still got another little section that you could use for other bits and pieces as well. So let's pop this together now. I am going to bring out my stamp. Do we have a stamping press in here? I'm sure I saw it recently.
I feel like I saw it next to you a second ago, unless...
So did I, but it must have been something else.
I don't know why I thought it was there.
I don't know why I thought it was there.
Under the mat at the back.
Oh, under this one? Nope. Mine is around somewhere, but I'm not sure where. So I'm going to stick this onto here. I'm going to use the same ink pad again, I think.
Oh, nice.
To colour this in. I was going to go and layer lots of colour on top of this, but I think I'm just going to keep it quite simple.
Oh, we are back with a stamping press.
We're going to be able to tell whose stamping press it is by how dirty it is.
Why,
It's Rachel's, isn't it? Messy crafters, those girls. Messy, messy crafters. So let's line this up, and I'm just going to add my magnets to my 4 corners, like so. And then I'm going to place this on here. Let's put my sentiment on at the same time. So we're going to go with "You Are Blessed." It's going to give us such a stunning look. So I could go in with VersaFine here if I was going to add colour to every element, and if you wanted really sharp colouring on top of that. Still haven't decided what to do though. Let's do that, because then I can add colour if I want to. I was going to go in with the teal again and just do sort of like a one colour, but if you do that, then you wouldn't be able to go in with your watercolours again to colour in your flowers. You'd need to use like your your alcohol pens or pencils, something that wasn't going to affect that ink. But when we go in with our VersaFine, we're going to get a real crisp image on top of that watercolouring. And then we can go in and add more water if we want to as well. So just making sure you've got full coverage on your stamp here, and that all of those bits and pieces are covered. Look how gorgeous this looks. And then because you've already stamped it onto there, you obviously want to create quite a lot of coverage. Let's just take this off the stamping press before I forget. So now we can go in with our colours again. So I'm just going to move that to one side, bring this back in, and then of course we were going to go in with our teal. So I'm just going to pop that down. I'm going to get a really that dark green again, which is just perfect for florals, your khaki. So let's get that one. We can be a bit more precise with this colouring though than we were last time. And then I am going to go in, it's in this pack as well, with our muddy boots, because I'm going to go over that cross. So your ink pads are really good for being able to layer on top of each other when they're dry, and you saw that with how you could layer up those two colours. So let's do the cross first of all. and we can go in these areas here, and it is a beautiful wooden cross, so it's really going to help. And because we've dried all of that blue in, although it will mix slightly, it's not going to mix a lot in here. It obviously would do if you put down a lot of water with your brush, so that's where you control with the with how much water you're going to lay down on here, and then just picking up more of that deeper colour. Let that dry a bit, and then we'll come back to that to add a bit more texture to it. So back in with your cross detail in here. Sometimes you forget how nice it is to colour with your ink pads.
Yeah, I feel like.
But it's really good.
This. I was doing a little colouring last night.
You were?
Because if somebody does something, I have to copy. So Lisa on our team, the marketing team, has got herself a bullet journal.
Nice.
And so I thought, oh, I would like to do that. So
I've thought about journaling recently.
Yeah, so I was doing it last night, nice and calm. And the other half, and I just said, oh, this is very relaxing. Started playing YouTube videos full blast and like shouting. I was like, no, it's been ruined. The atmosphere is ruined. But not here. Not here. Very calm.
Super calm, super relaxing. It's really, really nice. So let me dry my brush off and try and get this edge where we've got lots of pigment. And then we can just add that in here. Look how good that looks. Really dark colours. And then brushing that in to give it that really nice wooden effect. That looks so cool. And then I'll do the same.
What are you going to do with the flowers?
We're going to colour them in, Kelly.
What colour?
We're going to go with blue, I think.
Oh, nice.
So I think it's going to really show off, especially layering that up. So we'll go with the green next. Get all of our gorgeous leaves coloured in. And I love the fact that with these brushes, you can get really detailed colouring in here. So I'm just going to go in on there. Our ink pads are spectacular. I think if you're new to the channel and you're maybe thinking about starting in with your colouring journey, then your ink pads are the best way because of how versatile they really are. We can do super fun backgrounds, and we're going to show you one of those in the next demos. This one was a really cool background actually, something that I love to do. You can colour in with these like I'm doing. You sort of like paint your images. You can stamp with them. You can heat emboss with them, so you can stamp with your colour and then you can use a clear embossing ink. That gives you a really, really lovely look. It's just magnificent how versatile a product these are. So there's some leaves over here as well. Have I missed any others out? I think this is a leaf. So we'll just colour that in, and then down here, and then our flowers. We're going to add a little hint of blue back in there. So go in with this. Trying to be a little bit neater than I was in that first demo. Trying to get all of that gorgeous colouring in here. And then again, you can go in with your darker shades if you want, and then go into those more detailed areas and add in that touch of highlight that we can sort of mix out again. It's completely down to you how your sort of finish is on your card and how detailed you want to be with your colouring as well. So we've got that done. Let's go in with our blue for our flowers now. So again, I'm going in with the same colour, this teal. Just add a little bit more water to that, but I'm just going to brush it on top and really make that colour pop.
Oh, that's lovely.
So it gives it, just giving it more like definition and dimension. You don't have to go across the whole flower. You could just do like the edges here of this peony and bring out that colour. Let's go all the way over the top of that because it's quite a dark image anyway. And then if you wanted to completely change the way that this looks though, this is where you could go in with a contrasting colour, and you can see how the contrasting colours really work with the blue underneath. So just going over your flowers so they're all darker. I'm going to go back up here and just go over every element, I think.
Christine on Facebook had said another option would be to silver emboss the stamp.
Yes.
That'd be nice too.
So let's go in on that. I think I'm done. I'm gonna maybe just go in with a few of our gemstones.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's go in with these gorgeous ones. I'm just going to heat emboss this first because obviously your gemstones won't stick. And just heat emboss over all of that colour, and then I'm going to go in with my super shiny silver ones and just place them in my flowers. I think if I was to do this again, I would have maybe changed the colour of my flowers.
Oh, you don't like them?
I think they're a little bit lost, but you can decide when I lift it up what you think. So let's pop this together now. I'm going to just stick that onto my card blank. Let's go with our tape this time.
Have you used Ink Me card?
I have used our watercolour card actually, which we're very limited with our watercolour card, just because I was adding a lot of colour down, but you can absolutely achieve this with your Ink Me as well. Your Ink Me just doesn't absorb it as much, so you will have to do that layering technique where you add the ink on and then you dry it off, just so you can get more sort of pigment on there. Oh, this is it's a bit short now. I've cut it a bit too short, so let's just hide that little mishap. We'll just trim this a little bit shorter as well. There's a way to change everything. And there you go.
Oh, I like it.
It's nice, isn't it? It's a completely different look from all the cards that we saw that the design team did.
Yeah, it is.
But it's really, really clever.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Beautiful colour. My favourite colour, teal. So I was already sold.
It is a good colour.
Yes. Thank you. So we've got the next section now, but before we go any further, let's just recap that Win It Weekly question. So, which dog is nicknamed the plum pudding dog? Is it A, the Pomeranian, is it B, the Dachshund, or is it C, the Dalmatian? So I've seen throughout the show a lot of answers for C, Dalmatian, so who knows? I don't know. We will announce 5 lucky winners tomorrow. But let's carry on with some amazing savings. So next up, we have got our adorable scoreable card blanks. So we've got a selection of these in A5 and 6x6. You can now get any 2 for £10.
That's a good deal.
How much does that save? £5.98. So it's a good saving. So if you watched the show yesterday and you stocked up on your fancy fold plain ones and thought, you know what, I need some coloured ones in my stash, then we've got a range of them here for you.
It's also good because you're saving your adorable scoreable because you don't have to do that matting and layering, it's already there.
Yes, absolutely. So we've got our dark selection, we've got our neutrals here, and we've also got our pastel selection. So they also include envelopes, which is amazing, and then in each one you're going to get 16. Oh, I didn't know there was 16 in each. So that is pretty good. And so you can, I don't want to open all these up, but you can see the range of colours that you're going to get in there. So it's super pretty and super handy. So grab any 2 for £10 on them. And then, let me just do this in order before Emily starts shouting. We have got our Premier Craft Tool cutting mats. We've got 3 available. So first up, this is our A3 one. So usually £14.99 and this is £8.99. So you will see over at the demonstration station, this is the one we always have down. It's a handy one. I think we all quite like the big size.
I like the bigger one, yeah.
But you know, if you don't have, you know, loads of space, or if you want a bit more of a portable cutting mat, then we've got 2 other sizes. So this is 12" by 12".
This one's perfect because it fits inside your scoreboard.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
So if you're travelling, if you want like a little portable crafting area, then take this one, pop it in your scoreboard and you've got that.
And of course, if any of you have just bought our aqua scoreboard and you've got because I feel like when you get your use out of these, they go, well, just, you know, looking at the mess you guys create over there.
Yeah,
on
they can
these
get very
cutting
messy.
mats.
They can get very messy.
It's nice, isn't it, just to have like a nice clean one where you can get stuck into it again. And here we've got our 8x8. So this one is £3.99. And they're all double-sided. We've got centimetres on one side and we've got inches on the other. So perfect for your stash. And then we've also got, which I picked up before, which is quite heavy, so I don't know what we've got in it. Oh, Hunky Dory Storage Genius. So this is £9.99. I feel like
Emily said she was going to put it on.
she has
Perfect for
indeed.
popping all your toppers in. Perfect for organising all your bits and pieces.
Let's have a see what we've got in here. We've got a sentiment pad in here. You can fit all sorts. We've got a True Me pad. I think we've got, oh my goodness. Well, somebody should win this one day.
A full.
Or is this one of yours? Yours?
No? No, Emily made it
Ah,
up.
well, I made it up. Yes, there's all sorts. You can see all those pockets in there, and then you've got a handy bit at the front. So we've got markers, we've got tape. You can fit absolutely
So
all sorts
much.
in
And then you've
here.
got those little side panels at the bottom as well that pop out.
Oh yeah, I forgot about them. Don't want to.
Yeah,
So
fold
here,
back up.
trust me to do the wrong one.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, look at that little surprise. So
They're really handy. Handy for
They
crafting
are.
on the go if you go into like a class.
yeah,
But we were talking the other day, someone asked, I think it was on Monday, how we organise like topper sets. So I said our storage genies are just awesome for that.
oh yeah, absolutely.
And you can organise them for themes and occasions and all sorts of bits and pieces.
And as well, with the big Christmas coming up, do you know, if you've got crafty friends, wouldn't it be nice to just like make them a little crafty kit?
A crafty hamper.
Yeah, crafty
would be
hamper.
cool.
Pop it in the storage genie. I think that would be such a lovely idea, especially with it only being £9.99.
Exactly.
It's like, is it a Secret Santa sort of price?
I
yeah,
think
it's not
so.
too much, is it?
I think so.
We've also got some glue dots. So at £9.99, you're going to get 10 packs of glue dots. And there's going to be 1,000 included in that. So that's an amazing price. That's half price for our glue dots.
That's so good.
It's perfect. We all use them. You know, they come in
Use them
handy
for everything.
so many things.
know.
Especially in here.
Yeah.
Everything's up by a glue dot.
Sticking balloons to walls.
Yes.
Absolutely perfect.
So many
I'm trying to
uses.
think what else you use them for at home. Or what I have used them for. Loads of things.
Yeah, that needs to be the question. What have we? Because
have
there'll be
we
some
used them
strange
for? There will
things that
be.
we've all
Very,
done.
very strange things.
We've also got our Dots to Diamonds Papercraft Pad 4. So I'll show you some cards in a minute with this because this is such a handy little pad. It's only £4.99. And what's great about this is you can see they've got all the dots on each of the image where you can pop our diamond sparkle gemstones. But you don't need to. You can add buttons. You can do, is it Nouveau drops?
Yes.
You can just leave them plain. Nobody would ever know. It's
No.
still like a nice little image for you. Add sequins onto them. So there's 48 sheets in the pad and there's 12 designs. Look at that cute little teddy bear.
They're absolutely adorable.
This is super cute. That is just left plain. You could use this as a frame, then you could maybe, you know, cut out one of the toppers, pop it in. You could stamp in the middle of here. You could use our Perfect Verses pad, cut a little verse out, add that into the middle there. So many options. Same again with this lovely little wreath. That'd look ace if you had the patience for some fussy cutting.
It would look so good.
So
Fussy
good.
cut out.
That nice vintage key there. Is that the last one? Oh no, I've got a nice diamond ring.
Ooh.
And there, it's your day to sparkle, shimmer and shine. So let me show you some of the card makes because they're just so pretty. So don't worry if you've not got loads of your gems, if your stash is not stocked up, we've got some gems coming up. So you can see here just what the guys have done. So
They're so clever, aren't they?
so clever.
And again, another great thing to use with so many different things that you'll have in your stash.
And there we go with a nice ring. Love this one.
I like that one. Look at that cake. Oh, so good.
Excuse me. Oh, I was wondering where the rest of my glue dots were. I was like, oh, I've just got the one.
They're here.
They're here. So this is how many you're going to get. So that you can see there, just like the bundle. So there is 1,000. I wasn't telling fibs. And our Diamond Sparkle Gemstones bundle, so perfect for that handy little pad, which is just £4.99, or perfect just to stock up your stash. So we've got our originals here, so there's all 8 packs, usually £14.99, but I think the RRP of this is about £19.
Nice.
And you're going to get this for £9.99. So let me just flick through all those pretty colours. Look at those greens. So I'm sure if you haven't seen these already, I think we've got a lot of people in the comments that will just say how amazing our Diamond Sparkle Gemstones are. I feel like as well, we must use so many gemstones.
So many gemstones. It's crazy. But this is great because, like you say, if you don't want to use your gemstones, we can use our embossing powders. We can use so many different bits and pieces with this, but it is absolutely awesome.
And we've also got our shimmer gemstones.
Shimmer gemstones.
Shimmer gemstones bundle. For £9.99 also. So again, 8 packs in here of all these lovely shimmery colours. I will just flick through these for you, which are so lovely. Can you just see the nice little shimmer on there? So perfect. We've got some pearls and some blacks here. That's beautiful colours. Nice and fancy as well. So you're going to get 8 packs of that for just £9.99. And then I think that's it for our Super Savers. There is some more on the website. So if you go on our website, you will see a big banner that's for Super Savers. You click in there and then there's lots more. Oh, actually, I forgot one thing. Forgot it. Storage.
Oh, storage. You can't forget storage, Kel.
No, sorry. My area now is a little bit messy.
You are a little bit.
We've gone crazy. So all these different sizes. We've got this little teeny tiny one. And what have you got in your little teeny tiny ones?
Oh, well. Ribbon.
Ribbon, yes.
We use ribbon for that. I'm going to use one of them as a little pot for my next demo for doing some mixing of solutions.
If you've got our little glitters, they would stack nicely in there.
Yes, they do.
We've got A5.
Your little sentiments, your Moonstone minis.
Yeah.
They fit really good in there.
A4, and then look at this big one, 12 by 12. So perfect, even if it's just for keeping scraps, you know, when you've used your toppers and there's some left over. Storage boxes are amazing for that. So you can save 20% across all of these, and they'll all be on the website in the Super Savers with a few more products too. So go and have a browse at all this, and they are all on offer until Sunday at midnight. So you've got today and over the weekend to shop our Super Saver deals. But let's go back to Natalie.
Okay, so I've been prepping a little bit ahead of this to get this demo in. So you can see that I've already coloured in my champagne glass. I have used mustard and I have used salmon to do that, and then I've just added some gemstones. I've gone in with pinks on the bottom, and then I have added my golds on the top, and I just need to finish off colouring this little bit. So I'm going to go in with my charcoal. So I'm just going to pop that on here, and then I'm just going to run this around. Now, because we are obviously adding gemstones to it, again, you just want to go over with your heat tool to make sure this is all dried off before we go on and add gemstones if you want to. So I'm just going to leave this to dry, and we're going to move on to the next section. So I'm going to bring in this piece back in, and I have got a little piece of acetate which is cut to A6, and then I've added about ½ an inch on the top, and I've just scored that, you'll be able to see. I'm just going to place this on top here and use it as a guide, and I'm going to place my gemstones onto there. So let's go in with a mixture of our gold, silvers, and I've got our sepia tones as well, so we can create a nice mix of colours. So I'm just going to go, let's go across here a little bit so we don't need to fill in all of these elements, and then you can literally just use this as a little guide as to where, oh, that one's on my finger, as to where to put. What's happened here? I've got my self-adhesive backs come off. There we go.
Oh, Karen on YouTube, I use the glue dots for stabilising the furniture in my doll's house.
Oh, that's a good idea. Would never have thought of doing that. That's really clever, isn't it?
A few requests for smaller size glue dots.
Okay. We'll get Dan on that one.
Yeah, Dan is here tomorrow, by the way, guys. He will be here at 10 AM.
Oh, spoiling you with all the secrets tomorrow then.
Oh, I know. And he says we can't say things, and then he just
comes
lets
and
it
says
out.
it. I've not said a lot in a while because I know that he likes to come and treat you all with his secrets. So we haven't said any secrets for quite some time.
But he's the worst person out
He
of
is, isn't he?
the
Let's see if I
entire
can just
business
do
for
this
keeping secrets.
with my fingers because it's taken my craft knife just isn't working the way I want it to. So I'm just popping on a mixture. I've got our sparkle gemstones, and this colour selection is sepia, and I'm also using some of our like white crystal ones because that's going to give us a really nice mix of colour. So just carry on adding these on until you're sort of happy with how they're looking, and you can obviously add as little or as much as you want to. My nails are a little bit too long for this at the moment, so it keeps getting stuck just under my nail or on top. Add that in. So I'm actually, instead of making sure that I'm mapping these on perfectly, I'm just using it as like a guide, which is giving me is going to give me a really fun look when we lift this off here, because obviously all of this design is then going to be stuck onto your acetate. So let's go in with a darker colour there. I'm going to go in with that one on here, and these gemstones are great because they are self-adhesive, that we just need to pop them off the sheets and then place them where you want them to, and you've already got your adhesion on there, so we're not having to think about glue, we're not having to think about placement of elements like that. We can just go straight ahead in with our glue, with our gemstones, and just add them on. That one's moved ever so slightly on there. I'm going to place that one on. I'm going to go back in with some larger ones.
It's like he heard us talking about it.
Oh, go away.
I know. We were just speaking
Go
about
away.
you. And then he enters the room. He's got spidey senses.
Spidey senses.
Spidey senses. What do you want now?
Just say hello.
It's your turn to say hello tomorrow.
It is tomorrow morning. I don't know what to say now.
So you build it up, build it up, build it up, build it up. I'm trying to get to a point where I'm happy with where this is looking. I think I'm going to remove this now because I've kind of got that basis. This is going to sit on here, of course. So it's going to look like that spray. We're going to trim that down ever so slightly. Look like that is covering on there. So I can just finish this off now, and I will add more elements to it. Maybe we'll go a little bit more sort of out of sync, a little bit more looser with where we're placing these. He really wanted to come in and then he got all shy, didn't he?
He did, he got shy.
He got so shy. So
I bet he has a listening device in there, that's what Donna has said. I know, I wouldn't be
probably does,
surprised.
you know. Probably does.
He does, he is tech crazy, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's got lots of gadgets that he buys and then he never uses. The office is full of them. So I've just, I think I'm going to finish there. Got a little bit of gap here, so if you want to fill in any of those spaces, that's where your smaller ones are perfect, but this is where mixing and matching all your colours is really going to come in. So I've got that. This is going to stick on here. We wanted some black ones. I've got some darker colour ones here. I think I'm just going to go in with one instead of going with all of them. So it's just going with one there, and then if I add a little bit of tape onto here now, just across the centre, I can just pop that off, stick that onto here when I'm happy with that, placing that, making sure that my gemstones are still in, and then that can go on there. So we've got that nice gorgeous mix, and then we're just going to trim this little piece off. Where are my scissors? Right in front of me. So that is going to be the front of our card. Now we need to make a really cool background for this. So are you ready for our experiment?
Oh yeah.
I've got some Ink Me cardstock.
Oh, so this is what you were saying before. We're going to blow some bubbles.
We're going to blow some bubbles.
Love it.
I've got the lid off one of our tubs that we've just brought to you, and I'm going to go in with mustard because again, when you're doing projects like this, like with that background, you want as much ink as possible. So pop a lot of ink down. I've just done it 3 times there and it's got quite a lot of pigment in. Then we're going to go in with some fairy liquid. Add a little bit of that in. And then we've got some water from our spray bottle, so we'll add a bit of that in. And then we'll give it a little mixy. So you want all of that colour mixing in here. If you've got a paintbrush, this is going to work really nicely on here as well.
What are you
Just
mixing it with?
Huh?
What are you mixing it with?
I've mixed it with water and I've mixed it with
you've got a
dish
straw,
soap. I've got a
sorry.
straw. Got a straw
I didn't know what it
for the next bit. So what you want to do is you want to blow bubbles into here, and then once they're over the top, we're going to lift them onto the paper. So are you ready? So you want to get them so they're quite high and then lift them on to the paper, and it's a process, so bear with me. Obviously, the more solution, the more bubbles, the more water you have on. I'm trying to get lots in here. Come on, before they all burst. And then you can, there we go, that's a better one. And you can move them across and then just leave them until they pop. This is one of my favourite techniques actually. It looks so good. So let's pop that on there. We can place that back across. And then let's do this little bottom piece. Nearly running out of bubble mixture there. So just popping that on there. And then I think I can just add one more little piece.
Yeah.
And again, this is something that we can layer up as well. So you can layer up, you can add all of those pieces too. So there we go. Our background is done. And this looks really, really cool. I'm a little bit sad about this corner here. Sorry, people. Just bear with me.
Which corner?
Just this little bit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's some good big bubbles there. Let's see if we can get that one on. There we go. That fills up that space a little bit more. And again, it's just a case of drying it. So let's get our heat gun out. So blasting this with your heat gun. Remember, we used Ink Me cardstock here, so it's a lot lighter, which means it's not going to take as much water. So really give it a good blast of your heat gun. Feels really good as well because it's got like little bubbles in it where the cardstock is like lifted. It's quite cool. Okay. So, going to use my stamp from my last stamp set that I had. There's a little with love on it, and I think it's going to work perfectly with this card. So, with love, my acrylic blocks from before, which we said are absolutely incredible for this. This is going to fit on here. So now I can pop my with love just here on there. Going with VersaFine again. Always good for your sentiments. VersaFine. Pop that there. There we go. And then we can build this card up. So I'm going to just move again my messy mat out of the way. And let's bring in another piece of A6 cardstock. I'm going to pop some tape all the way across this because we are going to want to make sure that that background is really flat when we stick it down, because obviously it's moved quite a bit. That paper is shaped a lot with the movement. So stick this directly onto the corner here, like so, and then you can lift that up and we'll pop another bit of tape on the top, and then we'll lift this off. And I'm going to pop that on here, so again straight to those corner pieces and then across, and then any bits that are sort of overhanging, because I have quite a bit of overhang on this corner, you can just trim that straight in.
A lot of love for this technique.
It's so cool. It's really good. Anything that has like a die or any sort of champagne elements, it's such a cool technique to do. And look how fun it looks with your dots to diamonds.
Oh, it looks lovely. It looks really fancy.
Really cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
We hold it closer so you can see all those details.
Thank you so much.
Really, really cool technique.
Yes, let us know if you try that. I know a few people have said they would love to try that, and it's the first time they've seen this technique as well. I think it might be my first time, but I feel like, is it in one of our handbooks?
I think so. Yeah, we've definitely had it in one of the handbooks.
Yes, great. Well, thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed the show and all our Super Saver deals. If you need some more of Hunky Dory, we are on Hobby Maker today. Pauline's there at 2, 4 and 7. She's got our brand new quick card pads and another look at our sticker balls and fantastic folds, shaped cards. But we'll be back tomorrow. Dan the man will be here in the morning.
He's going to be here.
With Anne-Marie, and we'll be there with our quick card pads. So that's everything from us. We hope you enjoyed the day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Goodbye.